Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Yes, let me see at the comment section if you can hear me clearly. If you can hear me clearly, let me see. How many people can hear me clearly? Loud and clear. If it is not loud enough, let me know. Yes. Oh, great. I'm good. I'm doing okay. Thank you. Good evening, ladies in tech. Sikiru Kadri, good evening. Lawal Tinuke, good evening. Pleasant, good evening. Okay, good. You can hear me clearly. Thank you. Good. Okay, Bukola Otegbeye, good evening. Felaye, Febishola, clearly. Thank you. I am good, Lydia Akinyemi. Thank you. Trust you are as well. Good. Okay. Ijioma, thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All right. So, how many of us are really waiting and expectant to hear or to learn something new tonight? I'm good. Show me, Abiola. I am good and trust you are too. Right? How many of us are ready to learn something new? Let's see it. Akman, good evening. Okay, good. We are ready. I think we should shoot, and then probably we have one or two persons who you think you need to send a reminder to for them to be on this call, maybe on the Telegram or on the whatever place you think you want to tell them. Please let's do that very quickly so that they can be with us on this call because we'll soon dive into what we have to do for today. All right. Okay, let me ask some of us that have been consistent in attending the class. How has it been? How has it been? What are our takes from the classes so far? How has it been so far? Very expectant today. Okay. Okay. Very eye-opening and beautiful. Insightful experience. Good. Great and insightful. It's been a great one. Okay. All right, so let me quickly address the issue of project. Based on what's just a moment, please. So, so let me quickly address this. It is well. Sorry, Eddie Young, James, you missed classes because of power outage. All right, please. I hope you are able to also catch up with the recordings, and then you can learn all that we have been taught. Very challenging, but we move. Please keep moving, don't stop. All right. It's been a step of faith. Please take it at a time. I like that matter. Samaluku, yes. These are frequent phase. I know when I see them, I know they are in class already. I know quite a number of them. All right. So let me quickly provide clarity to this. I know some of us are reached out to either myself or my other colleagues as regarding the project. And let me first say that the document we shared with us is just for us to get ourselves used to the project in itself. We have not attached any deadline to the project yet. So while you are learning your BI, of course, you have done a part of the Power Excel, you have done a part of the SQL, and then now this is Power BI. So we have at least this period to still finish a few things, and then it is expected that we go through this project one after the other. All right, and that is why we shared the project ahead of time with us. We still have some classes so that you can cover for your project. Is why we still have. Of course, I know some of we got a mail saying that maybe our lecture ends this week and then next week and all of that. So please, there are exceptions to it because we still have one or two things to cover. Except otherwise, you want us to just leave it like that and then leave you to just go and find your way around it, which, well, maybe we might be. Yes, I understand. That's why I'm addressing. I know you got a mail. All right. So that's actually mail is for some specific classes. Some of the classes are done, but because of the peculiarity of our own training, we still have maybe 1 or 2 weeks to go to cover what we are supposed to. So if we are able to finish it even tonight, nothing stops us from stopping the class, right? So what we want you to guys to do is to have a good grasp of everything we have to share with you. We want you to have a good grasp. So that's why we will not just want you to assume that because every other class said they are done with class, not even every other, maybe some classes actually, maybe 3 or 4 classes, you should also conclude that we are also done. No. So it's a function of what each class dependency looks like. All right. So let me quickly share my screen and then we can continue from here. Okay. So now can someone at the comment section just remind us where we stopped the last time? Thank you. Thank you, Oluwakemi Olorunfemi. Okay, thank you for the clarification. Okay. Yes, I'm waiting at the comment section. Thank God I almost had heart attack. On top the project, it is well. Don't have heart attack. Just put yourself together. Oh, this information is so relieving. God bless you. Thank you too. Okay, good. Calculated columns. Okay. All right. So now, what we ended with last class was a conditional column, which is where I'm going to be starting from tonight. I'm going to be starting from the conditional column. We'll look at, so can you help us? The file is empty. Did you mean the Excel file? I'm going to share an Excel file for the data project after this section so that we can see. Deadline made me develop superpowers. Wow. Okay, so that we can see what it looks like. Now, at the last class, we were able to do a few visualizations with the use of some of the data we had before. Now, one of the data we brought in back was our pivot data. Remember for some of us that are following back to back, remember we had the pivot data, and that is where we are able to build some visuals with table. So the first we had was this, and then the second we had now is this. All right. So now let me quickly go back one step and then show us. Let me go back to my transpose. I want to delete this table so that we can show us how we got to this place again. How, please, sir, can you explain how to save work on the Power BI? I just realized that after saving files, I can't find them when I reopen the Power BI. It's so easy. You don't need to stress yourself. When you come to your file here, you will see all your recent work, particularly if you have saved them. If you do not save them, you will not see it. All right. So make sure you close and apply your work before you save them. Make sure you close and apply before you save all your work. Your matrix isn't showing the visual box. Okay. I'm a bit relieved now with the information. Thanks, sir. Okay, that's fine. Just a moment, please. All right. So sorry about that. So I'm trying to. So is I need LMS mail invite. I don't understand. Miracle Ogechi, MLS LMS mail invite. Been waiting for this for long. For how long? How long have you reached out to reach out for LMS? Project is empty. I don't know if it is only me. Okay, I'm going to re-upload the file. I downloaded Power BI on my system, but it's making my system hanging. What can you do? Because maybe your system size or capacity is a bit slow. Transaction category didn't fall into row category the last time. Sir, can we have the tables and matrices on the same page? Of course you can. Of course you can. How can we submit our project on LMS? When it is time for you to submit your project on LMS, we will put up a link. We'll put up a link for you to drop your portfolio link. So that is what you will be submitting. You will be submitting your portfolio. You know, you have been able to build something with your portfolio, right? You'll be submitting a link that contains your portfolio. And that link, we also have your table, the table you use for the data. All right. Please, my matrix isn't showing value. Okay. All right. Let me go back to. So let me go back to my data now. Um, I took some steps the last class, so I want to take it down so that we can do it together again. That conditional column now. I think it was later data we used. Region number, yes, yes. This is what we used. So I'm going to remove that step. I want to remove that step. You said we should. I will remove that step. Okay, yes. All right, so the step is out now. So we're going to do that step together. We're going to take that step again. You have sent a message. Okay. So what you will do for those that have sent a message concerning LMS that you have not gotten a response, please immediately after the class tonight, send message on the Telegram group, and then we'll make it a priority. Please, for those that are requesting for LMS, what's it called, details, send message immediately after tonight's section, and then we will respond to you. But let me say this: the condition for you to get a response from us is that you must have first registered with us. Because when you are sending your message, send your full name, your email address, and of course your class. Your full name, your email address, and your class. So if you are able to see your record with us, that means you are eligible to have the LMS. But if you are not able to trace it, the email you used to register, that is what we expect you to send. The same email you used to register. So for those of you that are saying you are not getting or you've not gotten the LMS invite, all right, the same email you used to register, please send it on the Telegram group. So can you show us how to? Please just hold on. I'm still trying to. I'm going back on what we did. So just hold on before you ask those questions. You mix the Excel test. Wow, all the best. Let's hope you are able to retake it if we reopen it, and if not, that is gone. Okay. All right. So now we all remember the table, the data table. The on pivot, there's a pivot table we used while we were working with Excel. While we are working with Excel, there's a pivot table we used. Can you still register? How many of the classes have you attended? How many of the classes you have attended? Are you on our community group? For that person that is asking if you can still register, if you have not registered and then you have been able to attend classes, send us a mail to justify that. Send us a mail to justify that. All right. Now, if you remember that data, from that data we had on the data we have region, market, store, trade, fiscal period, model, lines of business, and all of that, right? Those are the columns we have on that table. Now, please do not distract us with your question. Of course, I will try as much as possible to do as if I did not see some of them. But then, please, let's pay attention as we go to what we have to learn tonight, right? Canvas is the same thing as LMS. Is Canvas the same thing as LMS? Yes, Canvas is the same thing as LMS. Someone should tell me deadline has been extended. When was the deadline stated before? For that person to say it has been extended, when was it before? All right. Okay, so let's continue with our. I think I want to take my eyes off the comment section so that we can learn. It's just I don't want to miss people who have important questions to ask so that I can attend to them. So now, what we want to do is to create a conditional column. And when we are creating a conditional column, what does conditional column means? Conditional column means you want to, don't forget we are working with data analysis expressions, right? And they are mostly calculated expressions, right? So now, what it means is that we want to create a particular condition that if you check our data and then is consistent with this condition, it meets this condition, approve it. All right. So if you see the condition is met, just put this. That is what? A conditional column. Now, from the data we have our regions, and then we have, I said the last time, that how many regions do we have uniquely? We have about 6 regions, right? We have about 6 regions. And from that 6 regions, we want to assign a number to them. We want to assign a number to them. Now, this is it. This is all our table. For those that are saying I should zoom in, I don't know what you want to see now because I've zoomed practically into all the features and almost becoming invisible. 6, right? Now, we want to create a conditional column to name each of the region one after the other. So that is, you come to your, don't forget, you transform your data, right? And then you come to your add column, and then you see conditional column here. Click on your conditional column, and then let's have it here. Then, what is the name of that condition? What is the name of that condition? We'll say region number, right? Region number. Now, under the column name, so what do we want to see? We don't say if region equals to what? If region equals to what? Southwest, right? Then put 1. Now, let me say this. Don't forget, because of what we are doing currently is why we just use our operator as equal to. You can actually use different operator. If you look at it, does not equal to, begins with, does not begin with, ends with, does not end with, contains, does not contain, and all of that. Those are the conditions you can have alongside with your okay. Okay, so that is that. So let's say equals 1 if our region is southwest. Now, if the condition you want to specify is just 2 conditions, that means you can now say alternatively, else do this. But then since we have about 6 conditions here, all right, so what we need to do is add another clause. And then you say if region equals what? Second one is what? Southeast. southeast. And don't forget, I say you must type exactly the same way it is, right? Southeast. Then put what? 2. S, if region equals what? South, south. If region equals south, south, put what? 3. Then add clause if region equals what? North central. Then put what? 4. Else if what? Region equals what? Northeast. Then put what? 5. Else put what? 6. All right? Else put 6. Right? So if we have done this successfully, then we should do what? Click OK. Now, if you click OK, you will see at this column numbers like region number 1, 2, 3, and all of that. Don't forget, when you have done that, you need to change your data type to be sure it has just number, because what value you are expecting there is just number. All right? So that is that about that. If you are still complaining about my screen, please check your resolution, because my screen currently is maximized, and then I have a screen beside me to also check the quality, and I can see what quality I am producing. All right. So please, if you are still complaining, it's either you are coming from behind or you are not picking the best resolution for your screen. Thank you. Okay, so did you notice that this has now been what? Created. Now we have region number for each of our regions, right? Now, let's close and apply. Since we have added that new colon, you see that it was a colon we added, right? Let's go and make use of that colon, because what we did the last time was that the reason behind DAX function is when you apply a particular function, you want to use it at one point or the other in your visualization, all right? So now, let's go and bring out our table now. Let's go and bring out our table now. Come here, insert what? Table. Insert table. And under my table, I pick what? My regions, right? I pick my regions. I drop it on the table. Then closely to you. Closely to it, I now pick my what? Region number. Now, take note of something here. Anytime you are working on a dimensional values, let me quickly say this. Now, if you notice this new column that I just added, did you see a summation sign right in front of it here? What the summation sign is showing is that is a calculated column that can be summed up. Is a calculated column that can be what? Summed up. So if it cannot be summed up, so that means you will not be able to what? To calculate some functions with maybe like some average and all of that. So, but the way it is now is showing that it's what? It is summed calculation. All right. So now we want to pick the region number and then we bring it here. Now, what did you notice here? Please pay attention. I think this was where we stopped the last time. So when we bring this region number here, you discover that it has summed up all the region number within each of the regions. Do you understand? It has summed up all the region numbers that exist in the region. So for instance, now, if I want to ask you that to say that how many region or what region has the highest number, don't forget we did something here also. You know, there's something we can do here also. You remember there's a way we put comma to our table the last time, such that when you have values in thousands like this, it is able to edit itself, right? just go to your transform data here. Just go to your transform data, and under that transform data, and under that region number, under the region number, um, okay, not transform actually. Your table query, under your table actually. So go back to close and apply, close and apply. Come to your table view. Under your table view, come back to your what? Your region number. Can you see your region number here? Here, this is your comma here. Then apply this comma. All right. Now go back to your report view and see what has happened. Now, did you notice what has happened here now? Did you see what has happened here now? Good. Thank you, Samaluko. How many people is still following me? How many people are we together on this call, right? Let me know. How many people are we together? I think I'm going to give Samaluko a worthy gift of most responsive student in this class. Yes, most responsive student in this class. Yes, Samaluko Mata. Samaluko Mata. Thank you. Yes, we are together, guys. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. Thank you. Comma separated. You guys are following already. Yes, Samaluko, take your flowers. Okay. Now, you notice here down, you remember at the last class, I also mentioned to you that if you want to check, you can sort from the highest to the lowest. If I ask us to arrange this in ascending order now, can someone try to arrange this value in ascending to descending order and tell me in order of descending order the first three states? Make sure you arrange it. Make sure you arrange it in order of descending order. Make sure you reorder your table. Don't just look from the table here and pick the value. Don't just look. Make sure you sort your table. Sort your table and share with me from in descending order the first three regions. I'm waiting at the comment section. Yes, thank you. So, Success George. Sort by. What are you supposed to sort it by? Yes, what are you supposed to sort it by? Okay, Pleasant Ofotube says southwest, southeast, and south-south. Southwest, no, that's not correct. From, when I mean descending order, from the highest to the lowest. From the highest to the lowest, first three. Northeast, northwest, and south-south. Northeast, northwest, and south-south. Thank you. Polycarp. Yes, that's Chidima Chinemere Polycarp. Yes, that's correct. Northeast, northwest, and south-south. So what are you supposed to do? Just come here, click on your table here, just come to these three dots, and then you see sort by what? Sort by sum of region, right? And then when you sort by sum of region, is already in ascending order. Then I see my what? Ascending order. Does that make sense? Now, this is what I ask us to do. Okay? Now, let me try and arrange this table. Let me arrange this table because I want to do some more tables, create some more tables. Then I will now show us some filtering that we can do with the table. Okay, all right. Is that correct now? Now, don't forget, what we want to see is that we want to also see the region with their number. The region with their what? With their number. So we want to see the region with their number. So how can we plot the regions with their number now? So you can just click on this. It's something you can actually do with this. Control C, Control V. Just click, drag this. Let's see. I hope it's okay. Now, look at what I have in front of my region now. I have just Control C and Control V, paste it, because I want to put it side by side, the region that has the highest, and then with each other. So let's also arrange this in according to what? Let's do this one in in ascending order now. Sort by what? Region number in ascending order. All right. Did you see that now? Your table is not showing build a visual beside it. All right. Click on that table. Click on that table. You should have it shown out. And if you have clicked on that table and you're not seeing anything, come to the right corner of where your data is here. You will see your data. Then you should be able to trace it. Does that make sense? Please do that. Please do that. All right. So now we've been able to do for these two tables, right? That is, we have been able to build uh, different table visuals. So there are still some other things we can actually look at, bringing tables into it, right? Bringing tables into it. We can also do something like this. Let me do one more table view, because we are calling this particular visualization table, this particular report. And then let's have this here. Now, on this table, what we want to have is we want to see the units sold, and the revenue for each region. The units sold and the revenue for each region. All right. The units sold and the revenue for each region. So let's have our region, right? Is that correct? Yes. Then the units sold in each of this region, and then the revenue. Now, does this make sense? This is the unit sold. For those of us that were at the pivot class, you remember this is what we were using pivot table to generate at that point in time. Now, what you are doing with it is what? Power BI to just do a click and just drop. So now we have what? Sum of units sold and the what? And the revenue. If you want to probably filter down to market, if you want to filter down to market, you want to add markets to it, let's see, that will increase to the number of table, right? It will increase the number of the table anyway, but we can add markets to it, and then we have more. Can you see that now? So now it's telling us the market where those values are coming from. Let me do something. I want to have it market before unit sold and revenue. Market, yes. Unit sold, then revenue. So this is the way I'm supposed to have it. You see, this is another table we have been able to get. And on and on. Power BI is fun. Thank you, Ibukun. And on. We can continue like this. So I can just rename this page as what? My table page, right? If okay, yes, I think I see that somebody is having issue. If you're having issues, if your number is not popping up at the region number, it's because your data type is not correct. So go to your transform and change your data type of the region number column to whole number. Thank you so much, Stella. That's very profound. The sum of region number represent. Now, what does it represent? You remember the region number we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then we have each region. Each region, this data is a summarized data from about 30,000 data points, right? So for how many of them has one, it counts it, sum every region that has one, sum it together. How many of the region has two, sum everything together. How many of the region has three, sum it together. How many of the region has four, like that, like that. That is the sum of the region number present. Does that make sense now? Oyinkansola Fuakwe. So these are the kind of questions that I want to actually answer, because these are intelligent questions, and then you know that this kind of person are people following the class. Okay, so now let's leave it at this table at this point. I want us to do something more interesting again. Let's do something more interesting. Hopefully, we are able to get to what's it called? Visualizations tonight. We'll still probably do one or two visualizations with this our data. Now, let's move on to, let me create a new table. Now, let me create a new table. Now, guys, please pay attention. We remember, how many of us remember there was this particular data we worked with during our Excel function class? Our Excel function class, we work with a particular data that has Excel function 2. Excel function 2. Can we go and bring in that data, Excel function 2? So since you are done with this, you can just do where to what? Do your close and apply. Let's get data, and then what data are we getting? You remember Excel function 2, which is text. Excel function 2, which is text. All right? Excel function 2, which is text. So here in this particular part, I will just be doing more of talking. I will allow you guys to do it. I will be doing more of talking. I will allow you guys to do it. Northeast was number 5. That's why we have it as the highest. Okay, thank you, Mataluko. Samaluko, thank you. Now, how many of us have this same table the way I have my own now, my query editor now? How many of us have it? If you have it, just say I have it. If you have it, just say I have it. Excel function 2, the text table. All right, good. Thank you, Esther Joseph. Thank you, Victoria. Great, great. I like that. Medina Salako. Thank you. Now, let me quickly say something. Now, please, if you are importing that data, please do not import the parts that you have actually cleaned or worked with. Look at the one I'm having. It's having so much of null values. So if you have cleaned it, maybe you have provided answer to it. I think you should just go first and duplicate it, and then remove all the answers, because we want to use Power BI for the same thing or same cleaning you used Excel for the last time. We also want to use Power BI to achieve it. So, like I tell you, Excel is more of a soft work. I will just be telling you what to do, and then I can assure you, you guys will get to. Okay, good. You have the unclean one. Very good. So that means you have most of what you have here is what? Is full of what? Null, null, null. Now, what's that? Did you see that now? So if I want to know the count of each region, I will have to divide the sum, whatever, whatever, whatever. Yes, you can actually re-download it. Actually, there exactly. That's another way to do it. You can actually re-download it. So now I need guys to help me look at this data together. How can we solve this problem? What are those things you notice from this data now? What did you notice? I need people to respond. What did you notice on this data? What did you notice on this data? Yes, 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 yes. Egbiola Esther, we are working with Excel function sheet 2 text. That's the data we're missing headings. Okay. Lot of null values. Yes, we need to clean it. Now, let's do this together very quickly so that we can. Now, if you notice, you see that the first two rows is having all of maybe null, 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 and then we do not have a what's it called now? An heading. So first transform your data because we cannot do anything here until we have gone to transform the data. So the data is not clean, and that is why we are here. Yes, exactly. The data is not clean. That is why we are here. Okay. Now, if you notice now, you see that at least the first two. Now, can we check our column quality, check all your parameters for your data preview, and then you see that the data is not clean. Null values everywhere, right? You cannot even say it should promote header because if you ask it to promote header, it will only promote it to a null value. So you first need to deal with that null value, right? So how can we deal with that null value? The first two rows is not necessary. Yes, there is improper cases. Yes, I like that. Yes. What other thing do you notice that we need to do? Yes, you are selecting the four actually. Even me, I made a mistake to select one, but we are selecting the four because we are working with the four. We are working with the four, so we are selecting. Sorry, you are not selecting the last one. That's the extract data. That's the only one you are not selecting. Improper case, yes, those are all of the things you have there. Now, if you go to your reduce rows, remove rows, can we remove our top two rows because those two rows we do not need them? Yes, we need to fill the salary column. We don't need the salary column because we don't have any value. So that's one of the rows we need to columns we need to remove. So let's say that remove the top two rows and then I click OK. Number of rows. Now we have the next we now have is what? Serial number, names, company, salary, eliminate unnecessary, and all of that. That is what we have left, right? Now the next thing I am a bit fast here because I believe this is what we have done before. The next thing you do is what? Promote your header. So just come to use first row as header. Now promote your header. And then now you now have your serial number, names, company, salary, eliminate unnecessary space, and all of that. Is that correct? Are we together? Now, the next thing we want to do is this. Look at this serial number. Serial number and prefix, are they the same? Yes, they are the same. So that means we really do not need this serial number column. What am I supposed to do with it? Just say you are not following. Don't say we are not following. Say you are not following, please. All right. Now, if you notice that the serial number is the same thing as the prefix, okay? So what are you supposed to do? This is not something that I have not taught before. I am just giving a practical illustration of what we have done before. I am just giving a practical illustration of what we have done before. All right? So please pay attention. So this serial number here is the same thing as the prefix column. So what are we supposed to do? We can just easily remove this column because we do not need it. Now, we have removed that column. How many people are following me, please? How many people are following me? Are we together, please? Yes, thank you, Elizabeth Antolua. Yes, thank you, Ayomide. All right, great. So you realize that this is what we have done before. I'm just bringing a practical usage. We want to clean that data with Power BI. That is what we are doing here, right? That is what we are doing here. We just need to clean that data with Power BI. So did you see this now? So the next thing we want to do is what? Let's look at the columns again. Then this salary column is empty. We really do not have value for it, right? So since we are not, thank you to Titila Yogiwa, since we do not have any value for it, let's just remove the column for now, right? We have removed that column as well. You know, instead of you coming to manage columns, then remove column, just right click, just right click. Please, can you guys hear me clearly? Because I see one or two persons say they cannot hear me. Can you guys hear me clearly? Let me know at the comment section if you can hear me clearly so that they know it's their volume at their side. Can anybody hear me clearly? Studio, can you please confirm you can hear me clearly as well? Okay, great. I can hear you clearly. Thank you. Clearly, clearly. All right. So for those that are saying you cannot hear me clearly, please, I think you need to check. Okay, thank you. I think we need to check your audio from your side. So my volume is audible and my voice is audible enough. All right. So we have been able to eliminate that as well. Now let's look at our data. Let me ask someone. If you scroll down, now, if you look at your column quality, come to your view and check your column distribution. Under your column distribution, what did you notice? A column profile now, column profile. There is still empty, which is what? About 25. That's a particular column, right? So now that is what we want to fill. But if you scroll down, did you see from 21 to 25? Did you notice some things there? 21 to 25 is all empty rows. Is all empty rows. All empty rows. So how do you solve that empty rows? How do you solve that empty rows? Yes, I need someone to provide answer to it. How do we solve that empty rows? Remove rows. So what kind of remove rows are we supposed to do? Sukunte Prince Will. Thank you. I think I've been seeing your comment too. You cannot highlight and remove rows in this context, right? You cannot highlight. There is something you need to do. You need to go to your what? Home and then use your what? Reduce row and then remove rows. You can just say remove blank rows or remove bottom rows. Bottom rows. Yes, thank you. I like that. Banjoko Konsola, remove bottom rows. Thank you. Very smart. When you say remove bottom rows, how many now? Which is about 5 of them. Then you put the 5 and then you click OK. Now you have cleaned to the last part, right? And then now, what next we need to do is to start filling the remaining. Lara Adebimpe, can we generate random numbers like in Excel? Interesting question. Of course you can. You can. So when you can do that when you what's it called now? When you create a new column and then inside your column you create the function, let's say round between or round number, but you must understand, you must know the function you want to use. Do you understand? You must know the function you want to use. You must know the function you want to use. All right. So now let's come back to this place and then let's start solving this problem one after the other. Now, the first problem they ask us here is this: eliminate unnecessary space from names. This is our names. How do we eliminate unnecessary space? What is the function you use to eliminate unnecessary space? Anybody? What is the name of the function you use to remove unnecessary space from your column? Anybody? What function? Trim. Thank you, Esther. Trim function. Good. Now, so that means we want to use trim function on this particular data, but we don't, because we don't want this name data to disappear or to move. Just right click on this and then duplicate the column. Duplicate the column name copy, and then on this name copy, did you understand? Just pay attention. On this name copy now, you can now, there are two ways by which you can do that operations. There are two ways by which you can do it. Number one, please listen. If you right click on this name copy, if you come to transform here, if you come to transform, you will see some things you can do, like lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each case, trim, clean, length, JSON file, and then XML file. So what we want to do is what? Trim the file. But look at it. If I trim the file like this, you will discover that I have applied the step, which is trim, right? You will discover that the spaces in between are still there. It only removes the spaces before and after. But what happens to the spaces in between? So that means we still need to do something, right? We need to do something. Now, pay attention. Can somebody guess? What do you think we need to do? Can somebody tell me what you think we need to do? Anybody? Anybody? Can anybody tell me what you think we need to do? Use formula, trim upper, no. Trim mid, no. You guys are trying. Mid, no. Now, let me tell you what you do, and I would like that maybe some of us can try it. You see this column? Can you split this column into two? And then once you split, oh, thank you. Yetunde Akimoju, amazing. Yetunde Akimoju, split the column. Very, very, very good. Split the column. So when you split the column, just you see the option split here. When you click split the column by delimiter, right? Now listen, pay attention here. Look at this split at. You will now say, if you say split at each occurrence, look at what I'm saying here. If you say split at each occurrence and then you click OK, you will notice something here, that you have about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about another 7 columns created. But that's not what we need. We just needed to split it into how many columns? Just 2. So that means that step is not going to work. Let me remove the step. Let me remove the split columns. So let me come back again here, and then I do what? Click on split column again by delimiter, right? Now, this time around, look at split at. Can you see the split at? Split by delimiter space. Well, yes, if it's, of course, it's still space. But look at split at leftmost delimiter, rightmost delimiter, or each occurrence of the delimiter. So what we had initially was each occurrence. So at every point of the data that is saying a space, is taking it for a what? A column. But what we are saying now is that split at leftmost delimiter and click OK. Now, how many do you have? You have just 2 now. Is that making sense? Is this making sense now? Yes, but the network is bad, so you can always do a rewatch so that the network will be good. All right? Making sense. Thank you. So now that you have done that, you see that the first part is correct. Now, this second part, we now need to do something. We now need to do what? Trim. Can you now trim this? Right click on it and then transform and trim. Did you see now? Yes, thank you, Ayomide. Now we have trim. Now, what do we now do? What we now need to do is what? We need to join these two together to have it, because what we wanted to see is just to have it together, whichever way it is. But we want to remove the unnecessary space in between, whether it is lower or capital. We have not gotten there. Don't forget, the first question we are solving is this. We want to replace all this null one after the other. We want to solve the problem by answering the question and then by deleting those columns to replace it with what? The answer we have gotten. Do you understand? Exactly. Thank you, Titilope Ajoke. We will now concatenate. So what we want to do is what? Eliminate unnecessary space. But let me copy this heading. I will just double click on it. Then I will copy that heading. Then let me delete this column. I've deleted that column, right? So now, 2 ways by which you can do this. You can actually insert a new column and concatenate the 2 columns together, or you can merge the 2 columns together. Listen, how can you merge the 2 columns? Just click on the first column, control, click on the second column. Click on the first column, control, click on the second, then right click on the 2. Then can you see merge columns? Can you see merge columns? And then click on your merge columns, then merge columns with a what? A space. Put a space between the 2 columns, and then on this new column name, what you copied from that heading, put it here and then click OK. Now, what did you see now? Eliminate unnecessary space, and then now we have eliminated it unnecessary space. Now it's together. Power BI is live, made easy. Thank you. Exactly, Ibukun, you are very correct. You can also create a new column and then join the 2 columns with what? Ampersand, or concatenate it. It will still work. This is just the what? The easy way. The easy way is just for you to click on the 2 columns and then merge the 2 columns together. And then you separate it with just 1 space, and then you are fine. So now we have solved the first problem, right? Are we together? Are we still following? Let me know if you are still following, guys. Let me know if you are still following. Okay, you guys want me to come again? Don't worry, I will come again with the next example. We still have quite a number of them to do. So if you don't get it for the first one, you get it for the second one. You prefer the easy way. I like you. But it's just best you understand, because now why I'm saying this, because if you check your project document, some of these things you will apply, and that is why we are taking our time to teach you all these processes, so that when you get to your project, nobody will tell you that this is exactly what you need to do. You will be the one to crack it out. Don't worry. I pray God will grant you understanding. So the next we want to do is names written in uppercase. Names written in uppercase, so that these names here, we want to have it written in uppercase, right? Wow, I like that, Winifred. Oh my God, excellent. Good. So let's duplicate this name again. Can we duplicate it again? Then it moves to the extreme again. All right. Let's go and copy that, the title of that, this one. Double click on it, copy it, and then click OK. Then remove this colon. Remove this colon, right? So let's go and put it on this particular column. Names written in uppercase. How do we do that? Just right click, come to transform, and then click uppercase. Simple work. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Very soft work. I'm loving Power BI. Good. So we have solved these two problems, right? We have solved these two problems. The next one, can I ask you guys to do it? Names written in lowercase. Can you guys do names written in lowercase? Let me double click this, Control C. Then I expect everybody to do this as I'm just doing it myself. Remove. Then what? Names written in what? Lowercase. Let me just, oh, I didn't rename this. This one is uppercase first. So I will replicate this. Then I will rename this as what? Name written in what? In lowercase. Then I will right click on it, transform lowercase. Then I've answered it. All right. Can we try to finish the remaining? Can we try to finish the remaining table as we go on break? Can we try to finish the remaining table? We still have about maybe names properly entered. Names properly entered is to use your proper function, right? That's then names properly entered and trimmed. Names properly entered and trimmed. Then company names properly entered. So when we come back from break, we'll look at how we are able to do that. Does that make sense? All right. See you guys after the break. Enjoy your break time. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Are we back from break? Let me know at the comment section if you are still here with me. Wow, I see that people did not even leave the call. That's interesting. Welcome back. Welcome back. I think this is good enough. Yes, I can see that. People stayed back. You want to see the end of Power BI. I like this. All right. All right, let's continue. So how many of us have been able to do names properly entered? Your names properly entered colon, your name properly entered colon, you have been able to fix it. How many of us have done that? Let me know at the comment section if you have done that. Wow, Adetoke, I can be all done. Amazing. Sotonke, Prince Will, all done. Okay, done. Blessing David's done. Should I just assume that we have done? We have done everything and then we should just move to the next thing. Should I just assume that? No, Esther said no. So since Esther said no, then I'm going to do it one after the other. So let's look at names properly entered. So what it means is that we want to have names start with. He said, the truth is the class is very interesting, but my system is not responding. Hey, I'm so sorry about that. Names. So no, let's move to names properly entered. So let me copy this. Then I remove this column. Then let me go back here. Duplicate this column. Then let's have this. And then right click on it. And then you transform it to what? Capitalize each word. All right. Is that correct? That's that. What's the next one? Names properly entered and trimmed. Names properly entered and trimmed. Control C. I hope you guys are looking. Of course, I know most of you have done it. Yes, Oluwakemi Olorunfemi. Yes, it's deliberate. I use the last one. I want to solve the problem gradually until the last question, which will be what's it called now? Names properly entered and trimmed, which is the last thing. So we're supposed to be cleaning it little by little until we have the clean data. Do you understand? So we're supposed to be cleaning little by little. So either ways, if you use this is just teaching of approach. Do you get? It's just teaching of approach actually. So either ways, just try and understand what that. So let's remove this guy. So I come back to this place. I want to have what? So let me just duplicate this guy. Duplicate, and then what do I want to do with this? Names properly entered and trimmed, right? So what will I do with this one now? I will just have I think I've done this before actually somewhere. That was the first thing I actually did here, something like here. So I'll just come here, split this column, left delimiter. Okay, all right. Then change this particular one, proper, make this proper, right? And then trim, and then trim. Did you see that? Now I have trimmed it. You see that? So now what am I supposed to do next? Join the two together. So I click on this, then control click on this, then right click on it, then merge the two columns. We separate it by what? Space, and then what's the new name I want to have there? Properly entered and trimmed, then okay. Did you have it down? So that means we have all this now. So what's the next question we want to solve here? Company name properly entered. Control C, enter. Then we can have what? This deleted. Then company names properly entered and trimmed. So let's duplicate the company name. Let's duplicate the company name. Let's have the heading entered, and then we'll change this word properly entered and trimmed. So that means proper. The name Abdullah Adamu seems out of place with extra space in between the first and last name. Check the area where we first split, then trim and proper before we merge. You will see that excesses was taken off. That excesses was taken off. All right. So the last one we want to do here is what? What's the last one now? So this one has what? So we can remove this company name, right? And then this column empty, we can remove it. Now let's look at it. Do we have all our details intact now? Yes. If you look at your table now, check your column quality. Is your column quality 100% for all of your data now? Can we check everything and see whether it's complete? Is that true? Let's see if that is true. Let me wait at the comment section. Proper under transform, you will not see it. What you will see is capitalize each letter. You will see capitalize each success. Now, that is a test cleaning one, right? Test cleaning one. I feel like giving us an assignment now. I feel like giving us an assignment. So what we'll do is this. Guys, listen. Let me apply my changes. Let me apply my changes. So let me go and get the remaining data. I only picked one the other time. So let me go and pick the remaining three. Yes, capitalize each letter is the same thing as proper. I want to pick the remaining three. So the only one you are not picking is text extraction. You are not picking text extraction. We are not using it. So go to transform data. Now, everybody listen. Now go to your test cleaning tool. Test cleaning tool. Test cleaning tool. You will observe that here you have serial number, you have name. So you are supposed to have first name, surname, and then first name with email. All right. First name with email. Now, I will not do this for you guys. Listen, after this section, I will raise it as an assignment and then you will respond with it as solution. Listen, but I will tell you what to do so that you don't get confused. I will raise it an assignment and then you have like maybe 24 hours to do the assignment. Listen, this is what I need you to do. Just keep your, what's it called now, because I will ask you for this assignment and then of course for your notes, so you can submit the assignment with your notes. All you just need to do is do a screenshot. Just do a screenshot of your cleaned data and make sure you clean. Of course, if you like, go and clean it in Excel and say you have cleaned it in Power BI. I want to see your applied steps. Let your screenshots also capture your applied step. Don't worry, I will put the test on the LMS after this section and then I will await your solution. Now, what I need you to do is this. Listen, pay attention. This is for test cleaning too. You will remove all these unnecessary columns, all these ones. So you have names, first name, surname, and then first name with email. First name with email. So now, this is what you are adding as the extension at lita.org, right? So how will you do it? Let me explain to you. Let me explain what you will do to you so that you will get what we are looking at. Now, this is what you will do. Create a new column or pick one of these null column that you have here, one of these null column. All these null column now, replace all the null with at lita.org. Replace, I hope you guys are listening. I will not put this instruction in your description for the test. I'm explaining it in class because I want to see people, and then you have 24 hours to submit it. Replace all the null with at lita.org. So all you have a new column that carries what? The email extension. So you will now combine the what? The first name and the email together without any space in it. Does that make sense? That is your assignment. Now let's go to test cleaning 3. Let me see whether this one is also simple like the first one, because I see that that first one is just simple. It's just too simple. I think this one is also simple, safe. I think I should just leave the remaining for you guys to go and solve. So you are going to share. Is it possible someone use only Excel and Power BI as data analyst? Of course, it's possible. You can just dedicate yourself to say this is what you want to maybe. But then if you have what's it called now? If you have a data source from SQL, so it's better you know how to import from data. So what about those that doesn't have Power BI at all? I don't understand. You are in this class, you do not have Power BI. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. So what exactly are you doing in this class? You're not supposed to be in this class at the first instance. Now look at this last one, test cleaning 4. Because I think I should just maximize my time and do something else. Since all these are small things that we can do ourselves. Please, if you forgot or if you don't get the test instruction, please listen to the video again so that you can get it. Listen to the video again. This test cleaning 4, you have your email address, first name, extract the first name from the email address, extract the surname from the email address, and that's all. Extract the first name from the email address and extract the surname from the email address. Clean the data very well. I don't want to see any null. Everything must be clean. Everything around the data must be what? Must be clean. And I wish you guys all the best. So that is that about this test cleaning 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that making sense now? What is the technical issue about? This assignment will not take you, for people who are actually serious, will have been doing it as I'm speaking, because this will not actually take you 5-10 minutes to finish. So why are you requesting for next week? Just a moment, please. Okay, so don't worry, where you are submitting it, after this class, you will get a notification on your canvas, the instruction for the test using this table and then this thing. Your PC is not allowing you download Power BI. I've been trying honestly. So you can't be saying that in this class section. You should have raised this issue at the Telegram section so that you will have gotten necessary guidance and help. You are doing for test clinic 2, 3, and 4. Test clinic 2, 3, and 4. Test clinic 2, 3, and 4. That is what we are doing. So let's move to the next thing. I leave the remaining for us. I wish you guys all the best in that. What else can we do? What else can we do? Um, Let me go to my close and apply so that we can finish very fast. I think it's just good we start something. Okay, now we can start something with our visualization tonight. Then, since I'm not going to treat this, thank you. Please give us the next week course of other activities, kids. Do you mean other activities like children and all of that? I'm almost moved with compassion because of this person that mentioned kids. But let me think about it. Let me think about it. You will see the deadline. You will see the deadline on your, what's it called? Or 3 days. No, why don't you take 3 years to solve it? Hello? Why don't you take 3 years? My TA, please, let's do this immediately after now so that they can get the question tonight. So that people who are not in class will know that, well, they have missed, and then let them get back to watch the video to know what they have missed. All right, so let's go to the next thing. Let's leave that. We have gone past that phase. Let's go to the next thing. Now, I'm looking at any of the table we have here so that we can use them to populate or to build a table, right? Now, let's go to, of course, from next week, we will go to visualization proper, all right? But let me quickly show us something here. Okay. Now let me go to my data. Let me see the data that I can use to do that. Um, where and how do we submit? I said you will get an update on your LMS immediately after this class that will raise it as an assignment. So you will submit on the LMS. The issue is that some have not installed the Power BI. All the best to those of them that have not installed the Power BI. So why are you in the class? It's power challenge for you. Okay. How do you go about to the remaining training? Check on the YouTube, you'll find them there. Okay. Okay, age range. Okay. Now, when we are talking about, please listen. I want to do something entirely new now. I want to do something entirely new. Now, listen. There is what we call, when we are talking about calculated columns, we have calculated columns in measures and we have calculated columns as new columns. Now, I will explain the two. When you need a single value from the entire table, when you need a single value from the entire table, and that value is just probably just one value. Let's take, for instance, look at this, my current data that I have, a year of birth. You see that this year of birth here is all 2020, 1998, 1987, and all of that. Can I have a single value that summarizes all of this? Let's say the average of all this value, the average of all this value. And I want to use the average of all the value to say that this is the average year. Are you guys following me? Please pay attention carefully. All right. Now, what I need you guys to do is this. I need you guys to know that these measures is used to call out values on your report dashboard such that it is not found in your table. It is a standalone because it is not it does not affect all the rows, all the columns. Now, for instance, now if we want to do the average of the year of birth, let's say this is the average value, where can we put this average on this table? We cannot put this average on the first column or second column or third column. The remaining column will be empty. So for us not to make it empty, what we'll do is this: we'll make it a stand alone somewhere on the table, and that is what we call what? Measures. That is what we call what? Measures. So we want to show us, I want to show you guys how to create a measure from a table. I know next week, maybe from tomorrow, not even next week, from tomorrow we'll start visualization proper. We'll start visualization proper. So this is just, I'm using liter class data. You know, I asked us to click to create a particular liter class data sometimes ago. So I'm just using any value, any data that has value actually. So you can pick any of your data that has value. You can pick any of your data that has value actually. For those that are asking which data, any of your data that has value. Now look at, this is what we now want to do. If I come on this table, on the table that I want to create the measures, I will now come on the table heading. Look at this. I am on liter class data, right? Liter class data. This is the table. Right in front of it, if you see one three dot, if you see, can you see the three dot? If you click on the three dot, you see what? New measures, new column, new quick measure, refresh data, manage relationship, all of that, rename, delete from model. These are things you can do. But what we want to do is what? We want to create a new measure under that table. But that new measure will not sit on the same table, but it should just be somewhere. When I click on new measure, let's see what happens. Now, he's asking me that what is the measure that I want to create? Don't forget, I said your measures are what? Are calculation. So the measure I want to create here is what? Average year of birth. Average YOB, right? Average YOB. So what is the, how do I calculate my average year OB? My average year OB is what? Look for the average of all of these functions, right? Average of what? I type my function average, then bracket open of which table? I am on liter class data table, right? Liter class data table. I'm looking for that. So you can have it. Can you see now? Liter class data, then year of birth. Can you see that I've typed it out? Then I now close my what? I close my bracket. Then I click what? Okay. Now, guys, please pay attention. Come to this my right corner. Can you see average YOB here? Can you see average YOB right in front here? Now, this shows that it has created the measures, but that measure is not sitting on anywhere on this table. Did you notice it's not sitting on anywhere on the table? And if you notice in front of it, it's showing something like a calculated sign, a calculator sign. That is showing that it is a measure. So anytime you are not saying, I am not on transform state, I am on my table view. I am on my table view. You can do it on your transform, you can do it on your table. Do you understand? Let me go to transform for the person that is saying I'm not on my transform. Now I'm bolding this now. So what data am I working? Liter class data, right? So liter class data. This year, this particular year is what we are working with, right? And then what we want to do with it is what? We want to create a measure with this table. So how do we create the measure? Is what I just did the other place. So if I come here and I want to add a new measure here, where will I put the measure? There is nowhere we'll put the measure on this table because we don't need it to be on the table. We need it to be inside the table. So I will just do it at my what? Close and apply. I will just stay and do it at my. In fact, you can do it here. You can do it on your report view. Just come here. Let me do it again. Let me delete it from model. Yes, let me delete it from model. Yes, I've deleted it and I want to come again. On the table, you want to create the measure. Did you understand the idea of the measure? If you saved your data in different places and you want to bring it in one place, I am sorry to tell you that you will have to run it on each of those, on the new place you want to save everything together. You will have to do it again on it. If you notice, all my work has been on just one document for the sake of this teaching. Do you understand? So if you are creating new document every class, maybe you should be renaming each of the documents the name of what we are taking that day. Maybe that would make sense. Now, let's continue. Look at the measure now. We want to create measure inside this liter class data. All right. When you will see these three dots in front of it, when you click on it, it will ask you new measure. So when you click on new measure, it will ask you what kind of measure do you want to create. Then it will take us to what? To the measure column. Now, the measure we want to create is we want to see what? The average. Average of what? YOB. That's the year of birth. So average of year of birth will be what? What is the function to calculate average? Is it not average? It's average. So just type your average and then you will see it come out. Average. Average of what? Year of birth. Then you will see the data. Liter class data, then year of birth. Then you will close your column and then you click your enter. And then look at this right place. You will see the measure there. Can you see it now? Average year of birth. Now, somebody will now ask me, how can we now see the average of that year of birth that we have just created? How can we see it? Look at this. This is just quickly. I said, don't worry. I know somebody will still come and ask me that I should do it again. Average year of birth, come here and then drop this one here. What did you see here? 1,990 something, right? So let me do something here. Don't worry yourself. I will still do it. I will just show you. This is me. I just want to prove something to you guys. So what did you see there? You see 1988 is the average value. So is even still having what? Maybe these decimal places. Can I still make it without decimal places? Yes. I can come to this place. Don't worry. Just pay attention first. Did you see it now? So it's true. Today's class is truly interesting. Now, guys, what I just did is that you see that value I just got, I called it out by what? By measure. All right, I called it out by measure. Now, how did we achieve that? We achieved that by saying that is there any time probably you need to get, okay, yes, interesting. For instance, in a particular data, you want to get the average age of everybody that registered, maybe for that application. You just need to get the average age. You know, you cannot split everybody's age one by one and put it by each side of the column. So such instance, you just need to create it somewhere on your what? On your table. You just need to create it somewhere on your table. Does anybody understand what I just explained? I'm not saying does can anybody do what I've done. Do you understand what? If you understand what I just explained, let me know at the comment section. Do we understand what I just explained? Lawa Tinuke, what question do you want to ask? Lawa Tinuke, what question do you want to ask? Fumbi Ayandokun, I'm just seeing you tonight. Like, I mean, this evening, I'm just seeing your typing here. I know you are this consistent person in class, but I'm not. I'm just seeing your handwriting now towards the end of the class. Adenike Carry Alabi, you have not been either been paying attention. If you are paying attention, you see that I explain what we did to get this 1988. It's not about the 1988. It's about did you explain the did you understand the process of what I was explaining that got us this 1988? Okay, let me explain it again. Let me explain it again. Because I've done that. I've done that. You've gotten the processes. Okay, let me ask. Did anybody try it? Yes, thank you. Olasumbo Bolarinwa. Can we do measure for range of age? Yes, you can actually. You can actually do it. If you have range of age in any of your data, you can try it. You can try it. Why sorting region by sum of region number? Mine does not have don't summarize option. Please, how do I get that? Please watch the video again. You have gone past that in a long while. You have gone past that in a long while. Yes, creating new measures. Oh, really? Adenike, you got to 1.99. You got it to that point. Shakirat, you drag your measure is showing empty. Why? Why is it showing empty? Did you drop the value? Did you drop the value on before you drag the measure? It will show empty because look at it for Shakirat now because of the where you have gotten to. Just look at this. This is where you need to. This is what you need to see. Oh, did you see this visualization pane? Insert. When you want to insert, you insert this card. You see one, two, three. You see one, two, three. So bring it out. When you click on it, then go and drag that your menu and drop it on it again. Thank you, Tolulope Busayo. I tried it at the table view side and I got it. Yes, for now, you don't need network connections for Power BI once you have your document on the system. Oh, Fumbi. Well, that's fine. Wow, that's good. Which state is that your own again? Which state is that your own? Fumbi, you had a physical class. Which state is that your own? Oh, good. So can tell you use the data accessories and bike data, and you got 2009. Very good. Abuja. Okay, that's fantastic. I'm interested in knowing more about your study group. Um, just send a message to the community admin. What's it called now? My TA, please let me take note of Fumbi and Yodokun. We need her to give us some more update about that. That's very good. Fantastic idea. You guys had a physical meetup. That's a very fantastic idea. We don't know, you never can tell whether we can bring a physical training to Abuja. It's something we can do. All right. Okay. Okay. Can we don't worry about don't okay. What is this is this? Okay. Lagos to Lagos. You had Lagos. Did you have a physical class? Did you have any physical meeting in Lagos? Esther Olajide. Chuku Favor. Interestingly, we've been to Port Harcourt before now. We've been to Port Harcourt. Yes, particularly, I know we have. Okay, in fact, I have stopped teaching now. I'm interested in this conversation. We'll continue at the next class, don't worry. But then, I want to know how many states have been able to do physical meetup, physical liter group meetup, physical liter group meetup. There was a physical class last week at Ikeja. Esther Olajide. My TA, please, I hope you are taking note of those names I'm calling. Esther Olajide, that's Ikeja. Fumbi, Abuja. Yes, any other place? Yes, yes, any other place? Do we have any other place? Do we have any? Okay, how many people are from maybe outside the country here? You are outside the country, and then probably you want a physical meetup. You never can tell whether somebody is in the city close to you. Can you see now, Fumbi? You see that people are already reaching out that they are in Abuja. Maybe you can even have a bigger center. Lita met physically last Saturday at Ikeja. Okay, that's interesting. That's Ajayi Abiodun Ikeja. Okay. Wow. Oyerinde Folashade. Please, TAs, I hope you are taking note. Oyerinde Folashade said we are planning for a meetup tomorrow, Cape Town, South Africa. We would love to know about this. Oyerinde Folashade, I'm particularly interested about this. NON, is there any in Benin? You can start one. Haven't met anyone from my nation, Malawi. Now, yes, anybody from Malawi? There's someone from Malawi here. Please, anyone from Karu area, Nasarawa State. Wow, Masaka axis. Wouldn't mind one in the United Kingdom. Can you start one, patience? There's someone I'm actually looking for on this call. What's her name now? I cannot pull up. I hope I can put my phone and then look for her name. She's always giving us weekly updates about Lita on LinkedIn, and then she will tag us She will tag facilitators, tag the incubator up. For those of us that have not done that, you can as well do that, of course. Some of, in fact, you see that we engage with some of those posts, we repost some of them. I'm looking for that person. Let me try and see if I can get that person's name. Yes, 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 yes. Redemption camp. If you're on redemption camp, you people are not able to meet up. I don't know what to say. Oh. Redemption camp. I will not say more than that. You are planning one at do. Interesting. I'm looking for someone. There's this particular post I'm looking for. So I will call her name. She's a nurse. The person is a nurse, and I think she's in the UK. She has a way of giving a weekly report. So that person that was talking about UK, I don't know. I'm trying to check my LinkedIn notifications. I'm not able to see it now, but if yes, Oluwakumi Oyedele, yes. Is she on this call? Oluwakumi Oyedele. Is Oluwakumi Oyedele on the call? Or maybe she has to rewatch the class. Person that is asking for my name on LinkedIn, just look at the description. My name is somewhere in the description. I don't think I want to mention my name on the, but you can just see it on Incubator Hub. My name is Temidayo. I've mentioned my name already, actually. Then when you just go to Incubator Hub on LinkedIn, please go and follow us on LinkedIn, Incubator Hub, and then you can see me on LinkedIn via that. There will be a physical leader training in Alagomeji Redeemed Christian Church of God this Saturday. Wow. Did you get that? Grace Uweye is saying there will be a physical leader training in Alagomeji Redeemed Christian Church of God this Saturday. Okay. TA, I hope you are taking note of these names. Grace Uweye. We can have a physical meeting in UK. Badejo Adelola, you can reach out if you need us to do one or two around that side. We really want you guys to actually do a lot with this. Okay, so well, I think I should just end this class now. Don't worry. From these measures, what we'll do next class, what we'll do next class is we'll start with from tomorrow rather. We'll start with our visualization. We'll do some sort of visualization. We'll do one or two DAX function more, and then we will now continue from there. All right, we'll now continue from there. Okay, so before I'm just, at least we still have a few more minutes. I'm just trying to see if we are able to get one or two more. All right, let me also ask myself and Esther from Shagam are to meet on Sunday after service. Interesting. Okay, I tried creating a new measure for age range, but it's not working because of the data type. Yes, the data type has to be in numbers. If you need to create a numeric value, it's giving you error. So you need to check. You need to check. Somebody has mentioned my name on the comment section. Please, how has it been? How has this section been? Has it been interesting? I hope it's not been a waste of your time. What have you learned newly? I hope you guys are also populating your portfolio with something. Please, I hope you guys are doing something with your portfolio. Redemption camp meeting is on Sunday. That's Abiola Olatayo. Redemption camp meeting is on Sunday. I don't think it will be a bad idea if I know the venue. I can maybe I can even just boom storm the place because that place is not far from probably where I am. Lagos at Awolowo Way. Winifred, I'm familiar with the place here. Okay, guys, I think it's been a wonderful time today. Yes, I like that. Busola Olunuga, it's interesting is an understatement. Today's class is really knowledge acquisition. Thank you. The section has really been insightful. I can say I understand everything we were taught today, and I look forward to the next class. Thank you. Thank you too. Okay, there will be a physical meeting this weekend at RCCG Living Spring Parish this weekend in Ojota. Thank you very much, Mr. Tim. Thank you so much, Race. No, tomorrow is not the last day for submission. Fumbi and Yodokun, I hope maybe you came late to this class. You are not submitting your project tomorrow. But the assignment, you are you will see the let me even go and work on the assignment almost immediately so that you guys can see it. All right, I think it's been a wonderful time today. We have had a good time and a good section. We have just one more minute, and I think I like to just if there is any other question, it would be a good idea. If not, please, if you are not following the Incubator up on the LinkedIn yet, I know most of you are following us on YouTube. LinkedIn, we also have some interesting sections we have on the LinkedIn. So please go and do well to follow us on the LinkedIn, and then you can see some lot of opportunities we have. You never can tell whether our next training is coming to your locality because most of our trainings sometimes are even free trainings, just like we are having this one. So you never can tell whether our next training will be a free one and it will be in your locality. So please do well to follow us on all our social media. On our social media, we have a LinkedIn, we have a Instagram, we have a YouTube, we have a whatever, what have you. I sincerely appreciate you, sir, for a good job. Well done. Thank you so much, Tim Tokwe. Anyone in Abeokuta. All right, thank you, everyone. It's been a wonderful night. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same station. Please make sure you check up on your notes and then you refresh yourself. Thank you, and have a wonderful night rest. Thank you.